How's it going, everyone? This is Gale Hall Gaming, and welcome back to the Phasmophobia Beginner's Guide. This is, again, just another one of the map tutorials. We're going into 13 Willow Street, so this one is a bit smaller map, so it's going to be a bit shorter of a video today. That's kind of on purpose, because I'm recording this at 2:34, and the video needs to come out at 5, so I need to kind of rush, so let's get right into it. As I am looking up the map, just to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it, but be careful. We don't know what it's capable of.
Go. Alright, so like I said, 13 Willow Street is among the smaller maps in the game. You will have two power box spawns. You always want to check the map here for them. The first one's going to be right here in the garage. It'll be along this wall right here. Second one is, of course, in the basement at the end of the hall over here. I'll go in and show you where each of those are when we get in there, but for right now, go ahead and just get in. Now, like I said, I'm going to be trying to rush a little bit because I need to get this video out quick, but I believe I set the power box. Yeah, the power box is on to start. This first room up here is the living room. This is fairly, like, all the rooms here are going to be fairly simple. There's not many that are, like, weird in the separation. There's only one, that being the garage, that has a bit of a weird separation. But mostly on this map, you can just judge based on the doors. Living room is fairly simple. There are a few things of note in here, though. Right here is a sanctioned hiding spot, so if you see the crates stacked up here, you can use this to hide from the ghost, so long as the ghost doesn't see you hide here. So honestly, I don't recommend that spot if the ghost room is this room. I recommend it if the ghost room happens to be kitchen. If you get advance warning that a ghost is hunting, you have just enough time to sprint over and hide back here. It's especially helped by this cabinet sort of breaking line of sight. But anyway, the other thing of note is the living room is actually a spawn for two different cursed items, if I'm reading this correctly. Those being the music box can spawn over here on this little end table, and the tarot cards will spawn here on this little coffee table next to the remote. The only other thing of note is key dish is of course right here, so if you hear the car alarm going off, that's where you'll find the keys for it. But anyway, moving on, as I mentioned, we have the kitchen here. The kitchen is one big room. The separation is right here. Over there is the hallway. It does include this little dining room, so you get the same freezing temps over here as you would over there. I believe this is... No, apologies. This is the second largest room on the map. The largest is going to be the garage, but we're going through it clockwise, so... This is the next one up. There is not really anything of note in the kitchen, other than the fact that this island is a really good spot to loop the ghost if you are, for instance, if the ghost room is the hallway over here, or if it's the garage in here. You can run here and actually get a pretty good loop going on this. Beyond that, you can get dirty water in the sink. And nothing else, really. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as recommendations for this room are concerned, I do recommend you actually use tripods in this room just because there's nowhere in the room that will get a full view. I recommend putting a camera here on a tripod and then maybe a camera right here to try and capture the rest of the room. But regardless, we're going to be moving on to the garage. And this is actually the largest room on the map. God damn, I am going really quick, aren't I? We're only 4 minutes in. But anyway, like I said, largest room on the map. There's a good number of things in here actually of note. First off, you got a few different hiding spots. You have these crates over here are considered a sanctioned hiding spot. You also have these planks of plywood over here are a pretty good spot. Of course, if you hear a car alarm, this is the only car on the map, so this is where you need to go to turn that off. The truck is not the greatest loop, but it can work in a pinch. It's just a hair too long to be used as an effective loop. But regardless, it's still good in an emergency situation. If you need to break line of sight, you can use the truck and then maybe like slip away into this hiding spot back here. That might work, though I don't recommend it. If you have a ghost start hunting in this room, I honestly recommend running out to the kitchen and using the island. It's a lot safer loop. The only other thing to note in this room is if the power box spawns in the garage, it'll be on this wall right here. It'll be right around here. And then it has 2 different cursed item spawns. You can have the Ouija board. I believe that, yeah, the Ouija board can spawn on top of this washer and dryer. Or you can have the mirror spawn back here. And also these shelves. I don't know if it's a sanctioned hiding spot, but it's a decent hiding spot, as well as this back corner here if the ghost doesn't come in. These are, like, the garage is a really good hiding place, but it's not so good of a looping place. So if you've already broken line of sight with the ghost, come in here. If it's still chasing you, don't bother. You'll only die tired. But regardless, as far as hunting in this room is concerned, if the ghost does choose as a ghost room, the truck throws off a lot of things in this room as far as like camera angles, so I'd recommend you bring in 3 cameras to this map just in case. I recommend putting 1 camera on this table right here watching this way, a camera over on this table watching this way, and then a camera on this shelf, like back into this corner watching this way. And then dots projectors here and here would probably be your best bet. Regardless, that's the end of the garage, so we're moving on to the hallway. Now, hallway is kind of barren. It doesn't really have much going for it. The only thing of note in this room is the monkey's paw can spawn in this cabinet here. So do keep an eye out for that if you want to use the monkey's paw, or if you have asshole friends like me who love to use curse items to get you killed. Beyond that, really nothing of note in here. Like I said, we are going clockwise, which normally would mean I'd go into the basement next. We're going to save other floors for later on in the video. So up next is going to be the master bedroom. Master bedroom, kind of boring, honestly. There isn't even a cursed item in here. The only real thing of note is this spot over here is a decent hiding spot if the ghost didn't see you come in here. And then there's also a lot more risky hiding spot back here. Though I do not recommend using that one. I recommend if you can get to it using the one behind the dresser over there. But, yeah, regardless, it is not a very exciting room. It's really basic setup. Just put a camera here. You only need 1 to cover the whole room. Dots projectors here and here to cover the whole floor. Ghost writing book on this little bench here. I do recommend you move the shoes out unless you're trying for a polter check. Just because there are a lot of interactables in this room, and if there's more interactables in the environment, there's less of a chance for the ghost to use ghost writing. So just a quick recommendation for you. But regardless, moving on to the boys' bedroom in here. Boys' bedroom has a little bit more going on, but not by much. You have a hiding spot back here, which is actually sanctioned. You can tell whenever a hiding spot is sanctioned by whether or not there are props in the environment that block off line of sight. So like if you see these totes, it's usually a sanctioned hiding spot. But beyond that, I believe the only thing of note in this room is the voodoo doll can spawn in this cabinet here. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, see, it spawns in this little back corner here. So this is one of the few times where you can't actually tell if a cursed item is the one you spawned with until you interact with the environment. Just because this closet is always closed when you spawn in. So if you think you might have a voodoo doll, pop up in the closet, check it out. Especially considering this is one of the favorite tools of my friends to get me killed. So just bear that in mind. Last room for the first floor here. Like I said, this is a very small map. You got the bathroom. Not much I can say for the bathroom that hasn't been said about other rooms. Honestly, you can get the ghost to interact with a shower. That's a really audible way to get EMF. You can get dirty water from the sink here. It's a fairly small room. You only need 1 camera. I recommend putting on the tank of the toilet here, and then just like a dots projector pretty much anywhere covers the whole room. I do recommend actually for once putting it on the wall here, because if you put it on the wall like right here, it can cover the entire room without getting interrupted by the tub or the counter here. And then putting the ghostwriting book on the counter. But anyway, also another fair warning, there are some interactables in here, so if you're trying to do a polter check, this is a really good place to grab stuff. Or if you're trying to get ghostwriting and this happens to be the ghost's favorite room, move some stuff out. That is my best recommendation for you. But anyway, moving on to the basement. This is the weirdest shaped room. Now, the basement starts at the top of the stairs here, so you can get freezing temps from up here. if you think it's this like snaking hallway. Problem being, you can't immediately right off the basement if you're not getting freezing temps up here. I need to sleep. Because there are 2 more rooms down here. Now, as far as the hallway itself is concerned, this is one of the larger ghost rooms and one of the weirder ghost rooms. Power box spawns right here, and then you do have a hiding spot back here behind these trash cans. Beyond that, my recommendations would be bring tripods. You can set up a tripod here to cover this side of the hallway, and then one to watch the camera here. And then I recommend a dots projector on the floor here, and then on the wall actually here. And that should cover most of the room. It's impossible to cover the entirety of this room in dots just because of how large it is and how like awkward the shape is. But you can get a decent coverage. It's not going to be 100%, so bear that in mind if you're not getting dots evidence. You may just have to wait a little while. But yeah, just this room is kind of an awkward one to hunt in. Honestly, if you're playing above like intermediate difficulty, I may actually just recommend you wait for the ghost to change its favorite room, because at professional and above, the ghost does have a chance to change what room it prefers. So it's a small recommendation. Just because this room is so annoying to hunt in. But anyway, you got 2 different small utility rooms here, or storage rooms actually. Not much of a difference between them. In fact, there's not even really much of a reason to go into them if this isn't the ghost room, unless you want to try and make one into a hiding spot. And even then, I really don't recommend it, because there is nowhere to hide in this left one. However, we did find a bone, so. But, yeah, I don't recommend using these as hiding spots. So unless the ghost room is one of these rooms, I do not recommend using them. As far as if it is the ghost room, you can use this table to set up a lot of your equipment. Dots projector in the middle of the floor catches the whole room. Again, a lot of interactables, so good for polter checks and bad for trying to get ghost writing. Just, yeah, there's really not much to these rooms. Willow Street is one of the more simple maps. And I will say the interactable rule goes for a lot of this room, or a lot of the basement. There is a shit ton of stuff for the ghost to interact with down here, so if you get a poltergeist, wonderful. If you have a ghost with ghost writing as evidence, kinda shitty, because it is very hard to get a ghost to interact with a ghost writing book if there's other shit to work with. Now, as far as this second storage room is concerned, there's one thing of note in here. Well, 2 things. There is this hiding spot right here. Not the greatest, but it's something. So if you can break line of sight with the ghost and get in here, this is okay. If the ghost comes in, you're dead, but as long as it only like walks into the front of the room and then goes back out, you'll be fine. God, man, coursework has been killing me. Anyway, there is also I don't even know whether to call this a loop or not, but these shelves, you can run around them to try and get back around the ghost. Not the greatest for breaking line of sight. The ghost can still see you through the shelving. So the ghost can still lock onto you and chase after you. So I don't recommend using it to try and fully loop the ghost, but it is useful for just like delaying the ghost. Now there's only one other thing I've mentioned down in the basement here that I forgot to mention when I went over this room initially. This long hallway here, right here is the spawn for the ritual circle. So if you haven't found any other ghosts or any other cursed items, this is the only other spot that can spawn. This is the only spot a cursed item will spawn in the basement. It will always be ritual circle, and it will always be right here. So if you didn't find anything going through the entirety of the top floor, it's ritual circle, it's down here. You'll see it the second you come down the stairs. But regardless, I believe that'll be it. Like I said, this is a fairly simple map. The only other thing I will say is my recommended route to take. Now, if power's already on, you don't have to worry about going to power, but I do recommend starting from wherever the power box is. So if your starting point is the garage, check the garage first. Of course, you can check the laundry room over there in addition to garage. They both give you the same temperatures. The ghost just turned off the power. That's fine. From there, you move into kitchen. check the living room while you're here, and then you just do a quick sweep of all the rooms up here and then move into basement. Basement is the same other than you reverse the order. You go from basement up, circle around, and then check the front rooms. But yeah, I think that'll do it, everyone. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Beginner's Guide. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. I have a ton of content on Phasmophobia, so if you're wanting to see some of these tips in action, go check out some of my Phasmophobia Freelancer videos or some of my Phasmophobia with Friends videos. One of them is my solo challenge. The other one is just fucking around with friends. Beyond that, though, if you're still new to the game and want some more hints, I got plenty of beginner's guides for you, ranging from keeping yourself safe from the ghosts using incense and crucifixes to what evidence to look for and how to effectively set up that evidence. But regardless, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day.